when people dissociate from everything known in their life and they take their attention off of their body, their environment, and time, now all of a sudden, energy moves into the heart. We've measured this 1,000 times. Energy moves right back into the brain. And now all of a sudden, the brain starts getting very synchronized, very organized, and there's a cadence that's created in the brain. By the same means, they're slowing down their brain waves and they're getting beyond their analytical mind, their thinking neocortex. And the brain gets highly organized, the heart begins to become organized, the heart produces a field around the body, that's energy, that energy is a frequency. Frequency carries information, and now they have the energy, once energy makes it here, to lay a thought on that frequency. And now they got a Wi-Fi signal. Now they're connected to something greater. Once energy makes it to their heart, they're not feeling lack and separation. How could you feel lack when you're feeling whole? How could you look for your dream to happen when you feel like it's already happened? And people are changing their energy. They're connecting to information. They're suggestible. They're able to access frequency that's carrying information, not through their senses, but through the field. And when they do this properly, and we could actually predict it, there is a dramatic change that takes place in the person where they have an inner event that seems more real than any external event in their life. And this is the moment where they connect to something greater. And this is the moment where when they finish their experience and their inward process, they feel like it's already happened. Now, if you feel like your future has already happened, you feel the emotion before it's happened, you wouldn't be looking for it when it would happen, because that would mean you're separate from it. If you feel like it's happened, why would you look for it? There's no place to look. You're in the present moment. And it's this kind of energetic shift that begins to cause those synchronicities and those coincidences and all those wonderful events that start showing people, wow, I'm actually creating my life. Now, they're less responsive to the circumstances in their life, because the moment they start reacting to the circumstances, and I say to them, why did you react, or what's wrong with you? If they say, oh, it's that person that's causing me to feel and think this way, then they're back to the unconscious program of victimization. And so people start to figure it out, and they say, no person, no circumstance, no condition in my life is going to cause me to fall from this energy. And when they're in a different energy then, and if they keep practicing it, the word meditation means to become familiar with. You got to be able to maintain that internal order independent of any condition in your environment. And if you do that properly, you start seeing they see feedback in your environment that you're creating from the field. And now you no longer have to go anywhere to get it. When there's a vibrational match between brain and heart coherence in some future, you got a radio signal and you're tuned into that frequency. Now you don't go through space to experience what you want. You're connected to that unified field. If you're connected to source, why would you go anywhere? You would draw it to you, and all of a sudden you start becoming the magnet to your experiences. And this is when it gets exciting, because when you're feeling wholeness and you're not feeling lack and you're not waiting for the event to occur, then all of a sudden wealth doesn't become as important. The moment you start feeling wholeness, that's when your healing begins. The moment you start feeling gratitude, that's the moment you're drawing experiences to you. So we're teaching people how to change that process. And I just think that these times, more than ever, are a wake-up call for everybody to really start looking and becoming conscious and really seeing how they're going to emerge from this experience. And by the way, in a time when there's separation, in a time when there's isolation, when there's a time when there's some quarantine and fear that creates this kind of separation, I said to my community, oh no, this is a time for us to unify. And we have research to show you don't need to be in someone's physical presence to cause them to feel love. In fact, we've done research to show that when you get a group of people together and they all start opening their hearts and they start synchronizing their energy and they have the thought of somebody, because these are people that are trained now, they have a thought of a group of people or somebody, that their life be enriched, that their body be healed. And we're watching a non-local effect of a person's heart going into coherence, being influenced by energy. Wow, then I said to my community, well, now more than ever, we have to unify as a community. We have to then, in a new consciousness, in a non-local way, create a greater understanding and unify in this time. And it's love that bonds us. The frequency, the energy of love is what creates connection. And we have to just get here. And so this is the time in history now where a new consciousness has to be born. And it's not one individual. That's the wrong interpretation of the prophecy. It's a collective consciousness that is built in a higher frequency. And frequency is energy, and energy carries information, carries consciousness. And so we have to move to a greater level of consciousness.